The reason why I read books is to improve on my memory and my comprehensive skills. The reason why I read books is to improve on my vocabulary and my cognitive skills. The reason why I read books is to improve on my communication, knowledge, and understanding. The reason why I read books is simple. My parents just want me to have a good education.
Now join me as I read another book.
Hello, it's Joshua Llewellyn. Today we're going to be continuing to read To Kill a Mockingbird. But before we read, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Oh, I already read this page. Reverend Sykes had saved our places. We were surprised to find that we've been gone nearly an hour, and we were equally surprised to find the courtroom exactly as we had left it. Wasn't it a long time? Sure was, Scout. This court will come to order. Miss Jean Louise, stand up. Your father is passing by. How could they do it? How could they? I don't know, but they did it. They've done it again. They've done it before, and they'll do it again. And when they do it, seems that only children weep. I'm sorry, brother. Is he alright? He'll be so pleasantly. It was a little too strong for him. I didn't think it was wise for him to let them be there. This is their home. We've made it this way for them. They might as well learn to cope with it. They don't have to go to the courthouse and wallow it in. It's just as Macomb County as missionary teas. You're the last person I thought would turn bitter over this. I'm not bitter. I'm just tired. Good night. Kel, what's all of this? Tom Robinson's father sent you along this chicken this morning. I fixed it. He told him I'm about to get it, but they don't have chicken for breakfast. For breakfast at the White House. What are these? Rolls. You better step out here and see what's in the kitchen, Mr. Finch. This was all around the back steps when I got here this morning. Tell them I'm very grateful. Tell them they must never do this again. Times are too hard. It's not time to worry yet. We're not through yet. There will be an appeal. You can count on that. Hey, Jem Finch, could you and your colleagues eat some cake? Got about 5 to make it, so you better say yes. I simply want to tell you that there are some men in this world who are born to do our unpleasant jobs for us. Your father is one of them. Don't you overwhelm me, sir. You're not old enough to appreciate what I said. It's like being a caterpillar in a cocoon. That's what it is. Like something asleep, wrapped up in a warm place. I always thought Macomb folks here were the best folks in the world. At least that's what they seem like. We're the safest folks in the world. We're so rarely called on to be Christians, but when we are, we got men like Atticus to go for us. Wish the rest of the county thought that. You'd be surprised how many of us do. Who in this town did one thing to help Tom Robinson? Just two. His code friends, for one thing. And people like us. People like Judge Taylor. People like Mr. Heck Tate. Did it ever strike you that Judge Taylor naming Atticus to defend that boy was no accident? As I waited for you all, I thought Atticus Finch won't win. He can't win. He's the only man in these parts who can keep a jury out for so long in a case like that. And I thought to myself, well, we're making a step. It's just a baby step, but it's a step. I think I'll be a clown when I get grown. Yes, sir, a clown. There ain't one thing in this world I can do about folks except laugh. So I'm gonna join the circus and laugh my head off. Yeah, backwards still. Clowns are sad. It's folks that laugh at them. Well, I'm gonna be a new kind of clown. I'm gonna stand in the middle of the ring and laugh at the folks. Just look over there. I mean, one of them, I'd be riding broomsticks. Get in the backyard and stay there. There's a danger coming. What's the matter? Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard yet? It's all over town. Bob Ewell stopped Atticus at the post office corner and spat in his face. Spat right in his face. So help me, God, and told him he'd get him if it took the rest of his life. Atticus didn't bat an eye. He just stood there and let Mr. Ewell call names. Wild horses cannot bring me to repeat. Too proud to fight, you coward person loving guy. No, I'm too old. If you have to hand it to Atticus Finch, he could be dry sometimes. Tim and I didn't think it entertaining. The deadest shot in the county owned no gun, and we're afraid for him. He could borrow one. Nonsense. Gun in the house is an invitation to somebody to shoot you. What's bothering you, son? Mr. Ewell, we're scared for you. We think you ought to do something about him. Jim, see if you can stand in Bob Ewell's shoes in a minute. I destroyed his last shred of credibility at that trial. So if spitting in my face and threatening me saved Mayor Ewell one extra beating, that's something I'll gladly take. He had to take it out on somebody, and I'd rather it be me than a house full of children out there. You understand? We don't have anything to fear from Bob Ewell. He just got it all out of his system that morning. I wouldn't be so sure of that, Atticus. He'd kind of do anything to pay off a grudge. Atticus, if Tom loses his appeal, what will happen to him? He'll go to the chair. Not time to worry yet, Scout. We got a good chance. It all goes back to the jury. We gotta do away with juries. If you had been on that jury, son, and 11 other boys like you, Tom would have been a free man. So far, nothing in your life has interfered with your reasoning process. In our courts, it's when a white man's word against a black man's, the white man always wins. They're ugly, but those are the facts of life. Doesn't make it right. You can't convict a man on evidence like that. You can't. You couldn't, but they could and did. As you grow older, you'll see white men cheat black men on every day of your life. But let me tell you something, and don't forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash. Don't foot yourselves. It's all adding up. And one of these days, we're going to pay the bill for it. I hope it's not in your children's name. Why don't people like us and Miss Maudie ever sit in the juries? For one thing, Miss Maudie can't serve on a jury because she's a woman. You mean women in Alabama can't? I do. I guess it's to protect our frail ladies from sordid cases like Tom's. Besides, I doubt we'd ever get a complete case. The ladies be interrupting to ask questions. Tom's jury sure made up its mind in a hurry. No, it didn't. That jury took a few hours, an inevitable verdict. Maybe, but usually it takes them just a few minutes. You might like to know that there was one fellow who took considerable wearing down. In the beginning, he was raring for an outright acquittal. Who? One of your old Southern friends. What are the Cunninghams? Golly Moses. 1 minute they're trying to kill him and the next they're trying to turn him loose. Soon school starts and have to ask Walter home to dinner. We'll see about that. Why not, Auntie? They're good folks. Jean and Louise, there's no doubt in my mind that they're good folks, but they're not our kind of folks. If they're good folks, then why can't I be nice to Walter? I didn't say not to be nice to him, but you don't have to invite him home. But I want to play with Walter. Auntie, why can't I? 'Cause he is trash. That's why you can't play with him. I will not have you around picking up his habits and learning Lord knows what. You could scrub Walter Cunningham until he shines. You could put him in shoes, in a new suit, but he'll never be like Jem. Besides, there's a drinking streak in that family a mile wide. Finch women aren't interested in that sort of people. Auntie, she's at 9 yet. Scout, I'm beginning to understand something. What, Jim? There's 4 kinds of people in the world. There's the ordinary kind, like us, and the neighbors. There's the kind like the Cunninghams, out in the woods, and like the Ewos, down at the dump, and the colored people. The thing about it is, our kind of folks don't like the Cunninghams. The Cunninghams don't like us. The Ewos don't like the Ewos, and the Ewos hate and despise the colored folks. Scout. What, Jam? I think I'm beginning to understand why Boo Radley stayed shut up in the house all this time. It's because he wants to stay inside. August was on the brink of September, and Aunt Alexandra and her missionary circle were fighting the good fight all over the house. Careful now, it's heavy. Don't you look at it and you won't spill it. Living in that jungle with nobody but J. Grimes Everett. Not a white person will go near him, but saintly J. Grimes Everett. Stay with us, Jean Louise. You're mighty dress up, Miss Jean Louise. What you going to be when you go up, Jean Louise? A lawyer? No, I hadn't thought about it. Why? I thought you wanted to be a lawyer. You already commenced going to court. Don't you want to grow up to be a lawyer? Oh, just a lady. Well, you won't get very far until you start wearing dresses more often. Jean Louise, you are a fortunate girl. You live in a Christian home with Christian folks in a Christian town. Yes, ma'am. What was that? Gertrude? Oh, that. Well, I always say forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Thing that church ought to do is help her lead to a Christian life for those children out here. Wait, for those children from here on out. Excuse me, Miss Meriwether, are you all talking about Mayella Ewell? No, child, that's a colored person's wife, Tom's wife, Tom Robinson, ma'am. If we just let them know we forgive them, that we've forgotten it, this whole thing will blow over. Miss Meriwether, what'll blow over? Nothing, Jean Louise. The cooks and field hands are dissatisfied, but they're sitting down now, and they grumbled all next day after that trial. Gertrude, I tell you, there's nothing more than distracting than a sulky colored person. Their mouths go down to here. You know what I said to my Sophie, Gertrude? I said, Sophie, I said, you're simply not being a Christian today. Jesus Christ never went around grumbling and complaining. And you know it did her good to hear it. Excuse me, ladies. Alexandra, could you come to the kitchen a minute? I want to borrow Coprina for a while. Tom's dead. They shot him. He was running. It was during their exercise period, and they said he just broke into a blind, raving charge at the fence. We had such a good chance. I told him what I thought, but I couldn't, in truth, say that we had more than a good chance. I guess Tom was tired of white men's chances and preferred to take his own. Cal, I want you to come out with me and help me tell Helen. Yes, sir. Maycomb was interested in the news of Tom's death. For perhaps 2 days. 2 days was enough for the information to spread through the county. Did you hear about? No. They say he was running fit to beat lightning. To Maycomb, Tom's death was typical of a colored person to cut and run. typical of a colored person's mentality has have no plan for the future, just to run blind first chance he saw. But then there was also an editorial in the Macomb Tribune. Mr. B. Underwood, at his most bitter, he had simply figured it was a sin to kill cripples, and he likened Tom's death to the senseless slaughter of songbirds by hunters and children. Atticus had used every tool that was available to free men to save Tom Robinson, but in the secret courts of men's hearts, Atticus had no case. Tom was a dead man, and the minute Mayella Ewell opened her mouth and screamed.